I'm really trying to be as positive and hopeful and optimistic as possible, but wow, I feel like everybody's struggling looking for jobs right now. There's like no one's hiring, there's ghost jobs constantly. I'm not sure what to do, and I know it's a simple formula, but a booming economy and more jobs and more money equals more hopeful chances of reproducing, multiplying, and having babies. You can't have babies or a wife if you have no money. So it's been pretty miserable. It's been scary how like we're in an economic recession and the elites are like pulling a veil over the masses' eyes and making it seem like there's all these jobs and money available when there's nothing, where everyone's desperate, scrambling for anything. If you have a job right now, you better keep it. You better hold on to your job. Do not quit your job, because it is a fight. It's literally like an extreme desperation just to get a job and hold a job. And what do? I don't know. I've applied everywhere. I've applied to temp agencies and they're bone dry. I've applied to Craigslist and it's bone dry. I've applied to the Smart Center, which is like supposed to help you look for jobs. Their job boards bone dry. I've applied to all the fast food places in my area. I've applied to grocery stores. I've applied to, just the list goes on. And I'm just surprised that nothing's available. I've even walked into feed stores looking for ranch hand help, and they looked at me like I was crazy. It's also like miserable seeing the dehumanization of how some companies don't even want you walking in person to check up on an online job application. They'll either accept you or deny you online. It's just really dehumanizing, and it's like, if you could just walk in and shake people's hands and communicate, you'd probably have a job by now. But everything's robotic and online, and you have to jump through their hoops, and the most aggravating thing is the disinformation that's being pumped out all over the internet. You know, hopefully you can, you know, I'm a person with extreme morals, virtues, and values of honesty and integrity. I'm always going to give you the straight shooting truth. The straight shooting truth is, they can see our dreams, they can see the images in our brain, they can hear our thoughts, and they know what we're gonna do before we've done it. They already know that I'm gonna post this video, and that if the few of you that do watch my YouTube content, you will see it. They already knew that through the artificial general superintelligence measuring us now. And how do I know this? I don't wanna go down that rabbit hole of explaining. The AI will just say it's incorrect and say it's conspiracy theory, but to know thyself is the beginning of all wisdom, and I know that this is a fact. I know that this is true. I would bet on it, and I would be a billionaire if I knew that, you know, the powers are just trying to stay in power. So all I can do is just know my situation, know my cards, and try to survive like everyone else. I'm not sure what to do anymore. Yeah, so it's like World War III is just getting a job, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm blacklisted in society somehow from like my social media accounts and the weird things that I post, or, you know, they know everything in your private space. Everything you do in private, it's known. We live in George Orwell's mass surveillance state. Nothing is unseen, nothing is unheard. Every breath and every step is calculated. Now they're just, the private benefactor, global elitists, and the upper echelons of society are just gambling and betting on the multiverse theory, which might be shifting and changing potential future outcomes hundreds of years from now, and looking at every breath and every step in the past to leverage or use against you in order to remain in power. So what do we do about this, you know? It's like, there's not really much I can do about it. I thought I was being a smart butt and, you know, thinking I could break the matrix and peer into the veil. I've learned a lot. I have a knowledge beyond the average individual person, but still I haven't figured out how to play this money game. It's really just, I'm desperate. I need money. I need to get money. I need to get a job. I'm trying not to be hopeless. I'm trying not to be depressed. I'm trying not to be, you know, I don't know what to do. I'm literally like, I just need a job. If an AI algorithm could facilitate, like, you know, maybe I can be useful any way possible to survive and just get money. I need a job really badly. I need a job. I don't know what to do. And I think a lot of people are feeling that way. I just don't know what to do, you know. I mean, I just want to have a beautiful wife and have hope that I can have a beautiful wife someday that loves me. You know, I want a loyal best friend, a work partner, and a romantic lover all in one. And, you know, I'm dying in my old self and evolving into my new self with, you know, a better, positive, optimistic mindset. But I keep seeing like these things on Instagram and social media where it's like, oh, you're gonna be a billionaire, type 777 if you agree. And I'm sure everybody sees like the law of attraction and those sort of things, and it's like, I don't want to discredit it, but I'm a realist, you know. I want the physical, tangible, practical, measurable reality. You know, I'm a straight shooter. I'm gonna give you the truth. I'm gonna give you the honest truth. And it just seems like modern day business practices it's a devil's game. It's a devil's game. You know, I try to be faithful with the Lord and whatnot, but it's like, wow, it's the competition, the ruthless competition of the modern business world is so sneaky, conniving, untrustworthy, and just, I don't know what to do. It's like, those are against my principles. I want to be righteous. But wow, I'm trying to be as hopeful as possible, and the hope is just maybe keep trying. You just keep on trying until we run out of cake. And cake is a lie, and you know, and whatever small slice of survival pie you can get, you know. It's like, if I remain poor and jobless for the rest of my life, dependent off the government, I'm never gonna get a sexy, beautiful wife. I'm gonna be, and maybe that's something I have to learn to accept. You know, if I'm just gonna be alone for the rest of my life, you know, I've been single for like 8.5 years, you know. I'm just not really hopeful about it. I need to change my mindset and my attitude about the whole thing, but it's like, yeah, nobody cares. It's cold, it's ruthless, nobody cares. I mean, you know, you dream that people care, but it's like, it trickles down from the top down. The elites don't care, and then it trickles down into everybody else, and then everybody doesn't care, and then it's a bitter, sad, miserable, agonizing world, and there's nothing we can do about it, and we just have to accept it and move on. It is what it is, I guess. So, you know, if I'm alone, then so be it. But I have so like just beautiful qualities and traits and character, integral moral values, and honesty and trust, and you know, I like to pride myself in my intellectual capabilities, you know, but what good is it if you can't provide financially or resourcefully for yourself, or let alone a wife and children? You know, I want to have grandchildren, and it doesn't take a genius to look at the deforestation and how BRICS is looking at the Brazilian rainforests as the last of the anthropological economical pie, how it trickles down from, you know, you have land and property and you can leverage it, and forestation, so it's like, and the population collapse we're headed towards, and nobody's repopulating or having babies anymore, and there's a lot of like, I mean, there's warfare, we're in a modern day warfare. There's psychological warfare, spiritual warfare, alchemical warfare, obesity is an epidemic. That's so big pharma, you know. You look at the chessboard of yin and yang, Republican and Democrat, the Fed and the cartel, they play both sides. Everything's played. Everything that you could ever think of or dream of is played, manipulated by the upper echelons of society. And so they intentionally create problems so that way they can solve them and profit both off creating the problem and solving the problem, and then they gain more profit. And it's like, my God, you know, it's hard not to be bitter and hopeless and nihilistic, and just it's a disgusting game, and you know, it games everything, and they can build, you know, funnel your steps into getting a beautiful wife, or they can keep you alone till you die. And whatever I need to do to facilitate that, they can psychologically, it's a warfare. Our psychology is a warfare, just staying positive and, you know, hopeful, and you know, they can literally, through their social media feeds and the screens, they can pull your wives away from you just so they can have profit through sex trafficking, unethical, hidden, upper echelon sex trafficking, and it's like, it's just, I don't know what to do anymore. I almost am better off alone, because I have the fear that they're just gonna puppet my thoughts and her thoughts away from each other, and it's like the questioning of ethics. It's an illusion. There's everything that we see in laws and policies and politics. Everyone can be bought out, and it's all an illusion. And the wickedness rules this world, and we have to play into their game. And I've had so many psychological snaps and breakdowns and just traumatization in order to even articulate this level of quality knowledge that I know is a fact. I hope my actions speak louder than words, because I do parkour for earning, and I used to train it a lot. I don't train it too much anymore because I know too much. They can slip your steps. They can basically, you could have an accident, and your accident was not an accident. That they can use technological advancements beyond our imagination to either eliminate us and divide and conquer. And it's just the divisions, like man versus woman. Oh, if you're a man, you see YouTube videos of this, and women are like this, and it's just like negative, this negative, this negative. It's like, well, where's all the positives? Why aren't we working together? Why aren't we uniting? Why isn't there like positive things about women and positive things about men? I'm not sure what to do. If you relate to any of this, please comment, leave a like, and subscribe, and I'll always give you the straight shooting truth. And this is just where it is. Hopefully we can get jobs together. So yeah, gotta make the money so you can maybe have hope for a beautiful wife and babies. That's it. So yeah, don't be distracted. Focus. Lock in.